What is up, guys? We are going to be covering Diana, and this is the final guide of the 3 that I'll be uploading. I'm going to be covering Diana, her build, her runes, her abilities, and some tips and tricks when using Diana. She's a super strong AP bruiser mage, has assassin-like capabilities. There are several ways that you can build her. And again, I am running a giveaway across all 3 new champion guides, 3 wild core, 3 skin giveaways for Wildrift below 1,000 wild cores each. All you need to do is comment on all of 3 videos. If you comment on all 3 videos, you'll increase your chances of getting picked, because I'm going to choose 1 person from each video. And make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks to G2A as well for sponsoring the channel. So let's get straight into this video and start talking about Diana. Okay, very quickly then, Leona's build. There are 2 major builds that I think you can consider. One is a more bruisery, kind of like long fight type build, and the other one is more of a burst type build as well. Okay, so for the bruisery type build, I'd say Rod of Ages into Nash's Tooth. I'll talk about why Nash's Tooth is important, but Rod of Ages into Nash's Tooth, into your boot enchants, which Zhonya's is probably the best upgrade, into Infinity Orb, Rabadons, and then Void Staff if you get there. I think this is a pretty solid way to look at playing Diana. You may want to swap around the Infinity Orb and the Rabadon's placement depending on how you're doing in game. But I'd say this is like a very good standard Diana build that you can use and really plays into the more bruisery nature of her and her passive. Her runes, I would say Conqueror, even though it did get nerfed for the AP champions. If you're looking to play a longer fight, Conqueror is still going to be best, with Brutal, Hunter Titan, and I would recommend Sweet Tooth. The reason I recommend Sweet Tooth is that Diana is a melee mage, and so therefore if you're playing her mid lane, she's going to get abused quite easily by the likes of Orianna, etc. in the early game, and you might need the Sweet Tooth to give you the extra regeneration and sustain in lane. The other build that you can go is more of an assassin build, very similar to Evelyn. I would actually personally recommend that you swap these 2 round and go for Infinity Orb into Lichbane, into Rabadons, and then, you know, whatever you want after Rabadons. I just put Liandry's is generally a good item, but this is more of a burst type mage, and therefore Electrocute is going to be the better option. This is when you're looking to one-shot someone rather than looking to take an extended fight. These are 2 builds that you could consider. The first one is you're a bit tankier, you're going to last a little bit longer in the fights, you're looking for sustained damage. This build is looking for burst damage, just purely throwing yourself at someone and trying to blow them up instantly. Both builds are situational. This is going to be better at killing the backline and killing squishies. The other one is going to be better in general for playing slower team fights. Both of them are fine. Try out both, see which one you enjoy most. They're very different play styles. It's just worth testing and seeing which one suits you best. Okay, let's have a look at skill priority now. Okay, so the build path in terms of abilities for Diana is your ultimate, of course, always, followed by your first ability, followed by your second ability, followed by your third ability. It is a 1, 2, 3, simple, easy to keep up with. That is exactly how you should build Diana. Q is your damage, it's your ability that you spam. Your second ability gives you survivability and gives you the shield. Your third ability simply is just used to dash to a target. It does deal damage, but it is not the one that is necessary to upgrade at all, realistically. 1 point in it suffices for the majority of the game. Okay, let's start off with Diana's passive. Every third attack deals bonus magic damage, which scales with AP in an area, and it deals 50% damage to structures. So I'm going to show you this now. 1, 2, 3. And you see that little moon crescent on the area? That is exactly where the damage is dealt. So every third attack deals damage in an area around Diana. And it's not an insignificant amount of damage either, which is why Nash's Tooth is a pretty good option for her, because it gives her a massive amount of attack speed, which is obviously going to increase her damage as well. I prefer the Nash's Tooth build, by the way, if anyone's asking. First ability unleashes an arcing bolt of energy that deals 205 magic damage and applies Moonlight for 3 seconds. Okay, Moonlight will be important later on, but we'll talk about it. And you can see, just deals some damage in an area, and it also deals damage if you hit them in any of the arc. It deals the damage in the arc. There is no special bonus for hitting them in the middle. If you just hit them anywhere on the arc, it will deal magic damage to them. Relatively simple ability. Very weird that it's obvious. I mean, it makes sense thematically that it's shaped like a crescent, but it does make it a little bit awkward to hit sometimes. And of course, leveling this up gets you cooldown reduction, and also the base damage goes up. Second ability, Pale Cascade. Creates 3 spheres that orbit Diana for 5 seconds. Upon contact with enemy, the spheres detonate, dealing 73 magic damage. Also grants a shield that absorbs 106 damage. If the 3rd sphere detonates, the shield is increased by 106. And this is a relatively cool ability. You proc it like this. 1 sphere, 2 sphere, 3 sphere, and you get the extra damage. So you get the shield immediately. 1 sphere, 2 sphere, 3 sphere. They all deal damage, and then it increases the shield if you proc that third sphere. Very cool. Lunar Rush. Dashes to a point near an enemy, dealing 159 magic damage, scaling with AP, removing moonlight in an area. Diana's next 3 attacks gain 90% attack speed for 4 seconds. If Lunar Rush's cooldown is reduced to 0.5 seconds if it removes moonlight from an enemy. Well, this is where moonlight comes in. So I'll show you what it's like without moonlight, of course. And this is what it looks like in the area. It's a little bit like Katarina. 2, 3. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's a little bit like Katarina in the sense that it's kind of around an enemy area. You can kind of do it behind as well. 1, 2, 3. Or you can go in front. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put the cooldowns back on just to show you. So this is what it looks like with the cooldown. It's a 16-second cooldown. I'm going to just quickly do 0 cooldown. So it's a 16-second cooldown. However, if I apply Moonlight, it's 0.5 seconds, and you can just dash to them again. Of course, the combo that you're really looking to pull off with Diana is something like this. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to just keep going around using your shields like this. And then you use this again, and you dash again. And that's really the combo that you're looking to pull off with Diana for the most part. You want to make sure that, unless you're very sure that you're going to kill them, you don't want to just spam, spam this ability randomly. If you can get a second proc of Moonlight off, especially if you've got some cooldown reduction in your kit, then obviously it's going to benefit you. Moonfall. Summons the moon, slowing enemies by 20% and applying moonlight in a growing area. Cast slams the moon down, spiraling enemies towards Diana, dealing magic damage, basically scaling magic damage. So either dealing a lower magic damage or up to a higher damage, magic damage, scaling with cast time. So this is what it looks like if you just tap it. So if you just tap it, it does that and pulls them towards you. It does actually apply moonlight, by the way. So I'm just going to show you that now. So technically applies moonlight to them. I don't know if I said that in the description. Oh, yeah, and applying moonlight in a growing area. So it does technically apply moonlight to them, which is obviously good for her 3rd ability. This is what it looks like if you cast it. If you cast it for a long time, though. That's a very large deal. So obviously one of the things you can do is pull them towards you, and they kind of come towards you in a spiral, which is super cool, by the way. This ability is super cool in team fights, but essentially, one of the things that you want to do is you lead with that, and then you cast your ability like that, and you can dash to them again. That's essentially one of the combos that you want to pull off. But imagine doing this in the middle of a team fight. I mean, how cool is that? That is such a cool ability. They didn't have that on the PC version, by the way. This is something that's unique to Wildrift, and that makes it extra cool. All right, let's talk about some of the combos. Okay, so there are some combos that you can pull off with Diana, and I'm going to show you them now because they're relatively simple. The first of which is the fact that you can cast your 3rd ability whilst you've cast your first ability. So obviously your first ability procs Moonlight, you can cast your 3rd ability, and that will reset your 3rd ability's cooldown. Don't wait for Moonlight for your first ability to hit. You can actually tap them at the same time, like that, and you'll actually proc Moonlight. And just to prove it, I'll take the cooldowns off. Watch this. Boom! I'm channeling my Hell's Devil here. I get the immediate cooldown reduction on my 3rd ability, so you can cast them at the same time. I'm going to put my cooldowns back on just to show you now. So now that you know you can cast them at the same time, that's going to show you how you can combo some abilities together. So the basic Diana combo is click all of your abilities at once, get 3 basic attacks off, dive, get 3 basic attacks off. Okay? That's the basic Diana combo. You dive in, you dash, 1, 2, 3, dash, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now we're going to layer our ultimate in that with that as well. So we are going to dive in, 1, 2, 3, apply Moonlight, dash, 1, 2, 3, and then dash again, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to show you that with cooldowns because I want to make it more realistic. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Dash, 1, 2, 3, Moonlight, dash, 1, 2, 3, dash, 1, 2, 3. However, you can also add another layer in if you're willing to wait a little bit and go like this. You dive in, 1, 2, 3, Moonlight, dash, 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to use this again, dash, 1, 2, 3, and then dash, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's like the basic combos with Diana. There aren't really any flash combos that you can pull off with Diana. The only one that you can really do is by having them target locked. You can flash and use your third ability instantly. You click your third ability as you walk towards the target and flash, and it will do it. You have to have target lock on to make that work. You cannot flash during her ultimate, and the only other thing that you can kind of do is flash during her first ability, but I don't know why you'd ever want to use that realistically. It's not going to be that useful. Obviously, one of the cool things you can do is target lock them, dash in, and then immediately cast your ultimate for like a really, really big engage. That's probably one of the best things that you can pull off with Diana. But for the most part, she's relatively simple. As long as you're pulling off those basic combos that I showed you before, you're going to be perfectly fine. If you enjoyed it, make sure you check out my Leonia and Pantheon guide, and also make sure you comment for the giveaway. Thank you for watching all of my champion guides that came out today. It's been a long slog. I'm up until like 5 in the morning doing this, so any comments and likes would be super appreciated, guys. I'll see you soon.